What's happening, guys? It's your boy, the Chevy Nerd, coming right back at you through the power of the internet. And today, we're going to take a look at some of the new interior of the 2022 Silverado, but a little bit differently than we did last time. We're going to take a look at the tech aspect of the new interior, what you can do with it. So let's get cracking. Let's take a look at it. Brand new 2022 Chevrolet Silverado. Let's take a look at the new interior features when it comes to the technology, and let's have some fun. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and today, like I said, we're going to take a look at the new interior of the 2022 Chevrolet Silverado 1500. We already took a peek of it and just kind of the new design, the new styles, really cool stuff, really cool infotainment technology, but we're going to take a look at least when it comes to the techie side of it. We're going to talk about the screen here and the screen here. So let's take a look at some of the new features and some of the new things that it has. Going back to one of the classic features before I go too far is obviously going to be the heads-up display. When it comes to the LTZ models and High Country, you're going to have a package called Technology Package that gives you three different things. Heads-up display being one. The other one is going to be your camera right on the rear view. So you click on this and you have that camera, and then you're also going to have the surround view cameras on here, which we'll go over. But let's start right here at the beginning of one of the major changes when it comes to the cluster here. So here we're going to have your information center. This information center is extremely customizable, so let's go ahead and take a look. Sorry, I'm going to try to hold the camera as steady as possible, but let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of the options here. In this infotainment system, the way you kind of go through it, that way you guys know, it's going to be right here on your steering wheel. The steering wheel has these little arrow buttons, and then you can scroll up and down for your information, and then this is actually a button there you can press, which is cool. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the details within this new setup here. So I'm going to try to hold it as steady as possible here. Here we go. So let's go through this system here. As soon as we go ahead and click the left button on the steering wheel, we have some information that pops up. We have different options here when it comes to your main information, your music, your GPS, your cell phone, and just other settings there too. We'll go through the basic components first. So your main information, once we scroll down, you're gonna have your classic things such as your miles per gallon, your trip 1, trip 2. You're gonna have your timers. This is gonna be your tire pressure system there. Your driver assistance, which kind of helps you when it comes to forward collision detection, your gap distance, and also when it comes to lane keep assist to keep you within your lanes. A really cool setup. Another thing you can have this on is up in your heads-up display system, so that shows up there. Your oil life on there as well. One of my favorites, the brake pad life. I thought this was really unique on the new models. This started back in 2019, so I do appreciate that. Your air filter, and then your fuel filter, pretty cool stuff. Diesel exhaust fluid, obviously this being the diesel that we're taking a look at. So a lot of information is in that main area. So we can always edit it and add more things to it. So there's a couple of extra ones that you can always add, but you want to customize it to your needs. We're going to go ahead and click on this left area here and go into settings here. I want to cover the settings because there's a lot of really cool things when it comes to the info page options. So if we go on here, you can go ahead on the info page, add all these extras. Most of these are already clicked on there, so you can always click on the fuel economy and it'll show up on your info screen, which is cool. Let's go back here. You have lower gauges. The lower gauges are the ones at the bottom there, so we can click on those. We can do maximum. So maximum shows you every gauge possible. When we go to minimum, it shows a little less. And then we go to minimum, it only shows you what's important, which is that fuel economy. So typically with the medium, that one's nice, a little bit of information. Maximum shows you everything possible. I like that style, but if you don't want to have, you want to have the most minimalistic thing there, this works out great because it just keeps things a little clean. On the right hand side, you have your park. On the left hand side, you have your miles on the vehicle. On the medium, you have your temperature. On the right, you have your fuel. If you go to maximum, you have your temperature, fuel, and then a couple other things on there too, such as oil pressure and battery. So you pick and choose, you customize the way you want. I'm going to leave it at medium as that's what it's set up for factory, so we'll leave it there. And we're going to go back and we're going to go into right side info and left side info. This is really cool. As you can see, it kind of highlights both the sides as soon as I switch. So we're going to look at the left side. On the left side, we can change things and customize the information being displayed on each side. I think this is awesome. So if there's a specific thing that's, you know, that you enjoy or that you like to always have on display, you can pick whatever you want there. And then once we go to the right side, let's go ahead and click here. We'll have different options there too, very similar to the other one. So you can pick basically what you like to have on each side. Constant information that you prefer. Let's go ahead and display layout. This one's pretty cool because we can take a look at different styles. So we can go to the classic mode. Let's check that out. Classic mode is going to have this information center. And once again, the left and right hand side can be customized however you like, but you have your gauges there. Then we look at progressive. With progressive mode, we also have just a different style. I like this one. Then we go to digital. And then last but not least, clean. So a lot of really cool options. If we do the clean option, look at that. It just has a really nice little setup there. Nothing on the left, nothing on the right. Just keeps it plain and simple. I like that set. Then we can just go to layout again. And we'll put it back onto classic. I like that classic one. Okay. A lot of really cool stuff there. And let's keep going further to some other options. See, that's display, left side, right side, lower gauges, info, page options, units, speed warning, speed sign display. So that's going to be this little guy right over there. If you have GPS, you'll always have that. Heads up display options, so you can go in there and modify certain options there too. Software info about your General Motors software that's pre-installed, and reset the defaults. So pretty cool. I just wanted to show you guys the different layouts of those, so you can kind of take a gander of how the new system looks. Now going into the other portion, which is going to be this guy over here, let's go ahead and take a look at this one. So this has, I'm going to make an own video about this system here, but I just want to cover some of the main components on this one with the technology package, which is going to be your camera system. So this one does have a different layout. We kind of covered it in the Tahoe video, but we'll cover it a little bit more in depth later, where it just focus on just that and how you can modify things. So we'll come back to that on a different video. And then right over here, you can also have the aspect of your cameras. This is the part that I wanted to show you on the camera system. You're going to have all of these options here. So here is part of the technology package. We have the surround view. So you're going to see kind of the top down view. Great way to go ahead and keep safe as you're parking, staying within your lanes, or also exiting off from curbs. That way you don't hit your tires. Another really cool setup here. And through here, it's very simple. You just kind of click on the touchscreen to go ahead and switch back and forth between your backup and your forward camera. You also have different displays of the front. So this is a great display, especially if you're going to go ahead and connect with your tow hooks up front. And then your hitch connection in the back. Really cool setup there. Now this is another one that's pretty cool. This one's kind of a rear view of the tires. So another cool setup when it comes to making sure you don't curb your tires. I like that. And then this is your front view here. So see, as soon as I turn the steering wheel here, you can see those tires turn. Really cool. So a good way to protect your investment and the stuff that you're and how you're driving. Another cool one here that we're going to have is the ball hitch connection. So right here, the ball hitch connection allows you to go straight down, and it activates another safety features within the truck. So as soon as you shift into park, it actually automatically puts the parking brakes on there after you're done using this view. Really cool. Now, we also have this guy here to eliminate, this little button eliminates the top-down view. You press it again and it shows you the top-down view there. You also get, once you hit the backup camera, you have this option to put your guidance lines on there. So you can click on there and have nothing. You can click on here and just have your tow hitch there. Pretty cool. So this is obviously the front camera. Let's go to the back camera. And then here you have your options again. So we're going to go ahead and do tow connection, nothing, and then your parking. And your parking is going to show up right over here. Now, when you're actually in reverse, what we're going to do is we're going to click on reverse here on our shifter, and then it actually pops this area to go ahead and make sure that you park within your lanes, or you kind of aim your parking. Now, the cool thing is that once you're backing up and lining up your hitch, this little red area, once you kind of hit that area and you're close to the connection there, this spot gives you the hint that you want to go ahead and switch to the ball hitch view. The ball hitch view goes like this, and that red area is in this vicinity. So that connection just becomes 10 times easier. Really cool setup within this new display. Obviously, within the new display, you have a lot more features here that used to be at the bottom. We'll take a look at a couple comparison photos of this, and you'll see the difference between this model and the previous model. Also, just in case you get lost of where you're at on your screen, you can always hit the home button. The home button was now moved here. This one was a little tricky. So when you first looked at it, there's quite a bit of stuff going on here. So I almost lost track, and one of the other employees had mentioned, oh, there's no longer a home button. It's only here. Well, that's not true. It is actually here. So you can press that button and always go home. So for example, let's say that you guys are in the audio app. Okay, once you're in the audio app, if you want to go back to the main home area, you just press this button right over here, and it takes you right back. So it keeps the simplicity from the old versions of the infotainment system. And over here, you're also going to have quick shortcuts to popular things such as your audio and your music, your connection for your trailering, and a nice little clock there. Pretty cool. So we'll go in a little bit more depth, but this is awesome. I love the whole real estate of screen that you get here. A lot of really cool stuff. So there's a lot of information that can be put on there. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay work awesome with this. It is more tailored to Android because it actually went through Google software. So now you can, instead of using Android Auto, a lot of it is already built in. So we'll cover that a little bit later on a different video. But when it comes to the rest of the interior and creature comforts, there's a lot of really cool stuff, such as all of your cooled seats, heated seats, trailer brake, dual zone climate control zones, and then you have your USB, USB-C. So those are the major changes within the technology aspect of this truck. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you made it this far, like, comment, share, do all that fun stuff. And we'll check you out on the next episode of The Chevy Nerd.